Hi, everyone. This is John with another story that I hope will help you live a more peaceful and joyful life. This week, I want to talk about surrender and acceptance. I know, two things that can be very challenging, but what I found is that surrender is not giving up and feeling defeated. It's actually about acceptance of, okay, this is what's happening. How can I move forward? And, life gave me an opportunity to practice what I preached last weekend. My apartment community a couple weeks ago let us know that some of the buildings here needed to be tented and fumigated for termites. And lucky me, mine was one of them. So that meant we had to pack up and get out of Dodge for 3 days. We also had to pack up our food, vitamins, medicine, anything ingestible, and our house plants, and get out of here for a few days while they did their work. So, not the worst thing in the world, but very inconvenient. Took some time to pack everything up and get my car loaded up, but I when I first found out, I was like, okay, so what would be the best place to stay for a few days? And I immediately thought of my dear friend Carrie up in Tampa. I've stayed with her and her husband a few times before and in their guest room, and I just really enjoy my time with them. And so I reached out to Carrie and told her the situation, and she said, "Of course, John, come on up. You can stay in our guest room as long as you need to." And she had made a couple other plans for us that weekend too. So we were going to make a little weekend of it. So that night, the first night I was up there, we had a birthday celebration for her dad, and he wanted to go to an authentic Chinese restaurant. And Carrie did her due diligence, and she found one. There were some interesting things on that menu, but everyone enjoyed their meal very much. I will just say I enjoyed my bowl of white fluffy rice very much, and we'll leave it at that. But it was definitely an adventure, and it was so nice to get to celebrate her dad. I love her parents dearly. They've been so good to me since I moved back to Florida, and it was really nice to get to celebrate her dad. So that was very, very fun. And then the next night, Carrie reached out to two of her friends that she'd been telling me about for years, some of her tennis friends, and we got together for pizza. And it was so great to meet these two. What a nice, nice couple. And I love asking couples how they met. And these two had an interesting story. So that was really fun. And then the next day, we met up with one of my sisters who's in Florida this month, and her husband. We met them for lunch in Apollo Beach, which is right near a power plant where the manatees gather when the weather is cold, like it is now, hence the sweater here in Florida. Um, so I had never been, but my sister had told me about it, and oh my gosh, it was so overwhelmingly beautiful to see that many manatees. I mean, I knew there'd be a lot there, but there were probably over 100 manatees gathered in that warm water, which I don't blame them for wanting to be there. But I've never seen that many manatees in one place. They were so sweet. There were mamas and calves and oh my God, just everywhere you look and just right underneath the bridges that they built for people to come observe them, and their little noses, their nostrils opened up and then they went back down under the water, and just such beautiful, beautiful animals. And in addition to the manatees, there were stingrays there that were jumping completely out of the water and making a big splash. It was quite a show, and all of us were so glad to have been there. It was a perfect day. So that happened on Saturday, and throughout the 3 days I was there, Carrie and her husband and I all really enjoy the Star Wars world, and Disney Plus put out a new TV series called The Skeleton Crew. The main characters are kids, and it's a really, really good show. I give it two thumbs up if you like Star Wars. It was so fun to share that. She hadn't seen it, he hadn't seen it, so we all watched it together, and her dog was cuddled up on the couch with me. It was really, really sweet. So, all in all, it was a great weekend. I'm so glad I got to go up there and spend it with them. And was kind of inconvenient turned out to be a big blessing, and lots of joy. And I truly believe that's what can happen when we get to a place of acceptance. And, this was a minor example given, other things going on in the world. I know people have been displaced by the fires in LA, the storms here in Florida and North Carolina. People are displaced because of the war in Ukraine and the Middle East. So I know these are extreme examples, and it's not as easy sometimes to get to a place of acceptance and peace. But what I've learned is no matter what's going on, resisting it and wishing it weren't happening is not going to change anything, and it's not going to be a place where we will get inspired ideas on how to move forward. When I get to a place of, okay, this is happening, that's when my mind is open to an inspired idea on how to move forward. So I know it can be challenging, but no matter what you're experiencing, no matter what's going on in the world that is hard to accept, when we come to a place of, okay, this is happening, how can I move forward? What is mine to do? And the answers will come. I know that's been my experience anyway. So I hope something I shared here was helpful to you. If you'd like more videos like this, please subscribe to this channel, like this video if you liked it, and you can also visit my website, johnharoldmoore.com. If you'd like to work one-on-one with me, I offer spiritual coaching sessions. I also offer private family constellations to help break family patterns that aren't serving you. And there's also a lot of free resources there. Some more videos, there's some blogs over the last 10 years where I'm sharing stories like this in written form. Really just my great joy to help people through challenging times, like there have been people there that have helped me. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.